Hello Maplers, happy Monday. It's me, I'm Mumu, I'm back again, and today I'm wearing cow ears. Is my hair messed up this morning? No, I actually got a haircut. So the announcement for this video is gonna be, so I'm gonna start a new series. It's gonna be called Mumu's Market Mondays. So I was trying to figure out a way that I can kind of collect all this market information and make it useful without kind of overly showing you guys every day. This is not representative of a real market, so you guys don't necessarily need to see it every day, but it would be nice to see it every week, right? So that's why I figured that every Monday I want to be kind of talking about what kind of price movements that happened in the past 7 days, what would kind of be good to direct your attentions towards, or perhaps maybe not if everyone's going to go be doing that. So just kind of a brief kind of overview about what's been happening in the past week, so that way you guys can take advantage of that. I'm strictly going to make it for subs only moving forwards. That way the people that are, again, subscribers to me and my fans, you guys would have some priority over, getting the information a little bit faster than everybody else, but it would still be open to people. They would just subscribe. That's not really difficult to do. But first things first, I am going to go to Sakuracon this year. I go to Sakuracon every year, and I will be cosplaying. I love anime. I love cosplaying. I love being the character that I kind of idolize or find ideal or awesome in a certain series. So I'm not going to spoil who I am going to be, but that way we'll keep it kind of fun. But if you guys want to hang out, I would love to kind of meet some of you guys and keep it chill. So yeah, this is that. Now onto the market stuff. So what has been happening this past week? Well, it's been kind of exciting. So last time I talked about how Salt was able to make a video for world bossing, so that way everybody kind of went to a certain map, killed the boss, CC to the next one, killed it super quick. Well, when that happened, Obsidian Essence dropped pretty dramatically. Well, I think because of that whole kind of trend and fad died out, if you take a look at my screen right now, for example, I was tracking all the prices. Obsidian has been kind of gradually increasing. And it makes sense because on Thursdays, it obviously would increase in price just because it's the weekly reset. Therefore, getting Stellar Glass, which is what Obsidian Essence is used for. Yeah, for Stellar Glass, which Obsidian is used for, it's gonna shoot up in price because now people can get more Stellar Glass. Just kind of little if-then type of things, oh, by this point there's gonna be a reset, so the demand is gonna increase. Kind of I'm trying to kind of teach you guys that strategy, and kind of that's little it's a skill kind of to notice that kind of behavior in certain markets. So Obsidian Essence aside, it has been spiking. Saturday was the peak of it. It was 3K in the morning. Usually what I've noticed is in the mornings, typically prices are a little bit lower for a majority of things, but it really depends, because overnight you have to think about, oh, did the supplies decrease? Is there people actually consuming this product or consuming this good overnight? And this is kind of the minor stuff to keep in mind. So if you look at Chaos Onyx, because of the legendary weapons came out, so it's kind of again, applying logic to why there is a price increase. Sometimes it's just erratic movement, sometimes it's just news, sometimes it's YouTubers like me that quote unquote screwed things up, but I don't think it's necessarily screwed up. It just kind of drives prices in a spike just temporarily. It's not permanent, so that way prices will eventually head towards a medium. So for example, back to the Obsidian Essence example, even though it dropped super low from the world bossing, over time people are going to kind of, the right amount of people that are supposed to be kind of gathering Obsidian's Essence, and again, I'm not saying deliberately, I'm just saying that people that just happen to gather it will arrive to a point where there's a certain amount of supply consistently, on average, and then the demand will be a certain average as well. As long as those are around the same, then the price will be at equilibrium. Hopefully that made sense. So moving forward, this is going to be public as well. That way you guys can take a look at it, and the whole reason why I'm doing this is so that you guys can know what the practical ranges of prices would be. And I'm sorry for everybody else that isn't in North America West. I wish there was another version of me in every other server, so that way that we can, so that other Mumus can probably make these market analysis for every server. But unfortunately, that's a lot of work for me, and that would be very strenuous. And one server is plenty. So sorry if you're outside of the server. So with Red Daisies, I think along with the whole level 50 change, Red Daisies did spike up too. On Friday, I think again because everybody directed their attention towards the update, which is the Christmas, the factions. No one did Red Daisy farming anymore. And on Friday it was the most it was ever been, and I sold I had 1,000 just because I was just holding on to it, and I didn't think it was worth it to sell at 1,000 back then. But 8,000, yeah, bring it on. In the past couple of days, I was able to kind of utilize this information, and I made 20 mil. And I'm not trying to brag here how oh, I just made it so easily. It does take work. You have to know how to leverage the information that's given to you, because knowledge is power. Like by having more information than someone else, you're able to make a more educated decision. So that's why I do all this. I guess some things to kind of describe. As you move on, there'll be things in parentheses. That means the pricing on the left. So, for example, for right here, the special red potion, I bought it out at 3,500 and then left the price at 6,500. Now, someone might say, wait, isn't that technically market manipulation? No, because I'm buying it out with kind of the expectancy as an investment, because I know that its value is potentially worth more than the current market value, which is 3,500. Therefore, I'm holding on to it. And lo and behold, this morning, it's actually worth 8,000. So it's just kind of like small stuff like that. You can make money off of like using market tactics, which I think is pretty awesome. Like speaking of which, I'm actually like on Thinkorswim right now. But anyways, yeah, so that's what I think is awesome about this game, because like it kind of represents market behavior, and I think that's pretty amazing to me. Like it's just because, I mean, to be fully honest, it's just like human behavior that it's like a little bit of psychology that you're also analyzing. Again, I'm getting on a tangent. So this way you can also track like the pet prices. I also put it right here. G3 snares kind of like spiked a little bit in the past week. Not too crazy, but now it's starting to like slowly die off in price. I think it's always going to stabilize around the 12, 13K mark. And I'm tracking the assistant items too. Now, why am I tracking so many assistant items? Well, I'm also curious as to why Cornelian cherries and black pine mushrooms and peppermint root and all those like new assistant items were the focus for this week. Because the moment it came out, people just went and farmed it. Like everybody went to farm it, but I don't know if because I'm just don't have the assistant, or like I didn't do the quest yet, but I don't know why we need that yet. But that also made me like a good 10 mil in the past couple days. I was just farming them and then selling them. Seems like they're, I mean, rapidly dropping in price, as they should be, because, you know, increased supply, less, not relative to demand. So, for example, it's still around 10K. I still think this is a very viable option to make mesos. A lot of these things just drop from regular mobs. Keep in mind that each specific mob will drop a specific item. So, for example, I found a good spot called Expedition Base. I do that to kind of like farm some EXP, push installments too, but mostly because the Earth Manders, the snooze, which is really cute. Like if you really go to the area and you find the little plushy marshmallow snow golem thing, the behavior is so awesome. Like again, I really love the design for this team. I'm getting just distracted again. Sorry, I have slight ADD. So yeah, when you go to that area and you farm all of them, it drops a good amount of mushrooms relative to everything else. So I noticed that the price of mushrooms, again, if you take a look right here, price of mushrooms, it was the highest out of the 3 items that were released. Or there's other ones too, but this was kind of like the most, the focused one, the 3 that people were focusing on. Black pine mushrooms kind of held its price a little bit stronger than everybody else. But over time, even peppermint root kind of held its price too, because I think those 2 are kind of the harder ones for people to find, I believe. I think it's just a little bit, I think Cornelian chili just is more abundant. That's probably why. But the second reason is I am actually focusing on assistants to kind of figure out if they're worth it. And I will have a video really soon coming out just talking about that, kind of dissecting if it's worth it and what you could get out of the assistants. So I'll go really in-depth next video. But yeah, this is all I have for today. This is my new series. It's going to be called Mumu's Market Mondays, where I talk about the past 7 days market attention. So, or the focus, the highlights of the past 7-day activity. So yeah, if you take a look, again, like for example, for the savagery cape boxes, there's also moments where in the morning, again, the prices are really low relative to everything else. So if you really want to do, again, like lottery style type of meso making, which I was fortunate enough to get like 8 to 10 mil drops from the rolls that I got from the savagery equips. So anything that like had piercing, boss damage, a combination of both. I just price checked it, and then lo and behold, I just made some money off of that. But sometimes I don't make anything either, because again, it's all RNG. Last night I bought savagery necklace boxes. I think about like 30 of them, because the price was pretty low. I think I bought it at the 30K mark, and I like opened all like 20 something of them and didn't get anything. But you know, it was only 2 mil, so I was already expecting to lose it. Just kind of like that mentality. So yeah, just feel free to check this out. I think this is a great information for people who want to kind of like make sure they're making a smart purchase in the black market. And again, sorry for people who are outside of North America West, but this might be useful for you too, just to kind of like recognize behavior of maplers. So yeah, this is all I have for today. Hopefully it'll be helpful in the future. And yeah, so expect this every Monday. It's going to be Mumu's Market Mondays. So if you want to enjoy all of this information every Monday, every week, stay subscribed and stay awesome. And yeah, that's all I have. Mumu out.